All right, welcome everyone to our city council meeting for Monday, October 24th. If we could have a roll call to establish quorum, Madam Clerk.
Autumn Slane.
Here.
Harry Meyer.
Here.
Bill Ott.
Here.
Terry McClung.
I'm here.
Melissa Green.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I get a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
I got a couple of items. One, the application from Kyle Christopher has been withdrawn from CAPC nomination. Also, I think in your packet, you'll have notice of Christine Santamore for the HDC. And also, after our workshop with the Spring Street Parking District, we got some changes, so we want to defer that until the city attorney gets it ready. So, anybody else have anything? If not, get a motion to approve the agenda
Motion to approve the agenda.
as amended. All right, let's get a second.
I'll second.
A motion by Mr. Green, second by Mr. Myers. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's so moved. Motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes for October 10th, 2022.
Second.
Mr. Green made the motion, Mr. Ott second. Any additions, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor of the minutes as submitted, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. At this time in planning, I want to introduce, we hired Kyle Palmer. Kyle is in the audience as the new director to replace Kylie. So anyway, just want to give everybody an opportunity to see
Welcome.
Mr. Palmer. He will be our new HDC in planning, so get a chance to tell him, go by and say hi to him. As I mentioned, we've got also, I think, do we have the quarter report for the CAPC in here?
No, they'll vote on it Wednesday.
Okay. But we do have the cemetery's third quarter report
And Parks.
and parks. Okay. And as I mentioned, also Christine Santamore's application for the vacancy in HDC's in your packet. Yes, Ms. Green.
The Municipal League said that at any given time, we can appoint a new commissioner to, our new councilperson to the CAPC. We don't need to declare a vacancy. So it's obvious we have a vacancy on the council. So I'd like to go ahead and discuss adding someone tonight from our pool here and get them on there. There's a meeting on Wednesday, and we have 3 good candidates, Bill, Terry, and Harry. And I would be happy with any of them. I feel more...
Would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, I think I'll make a motion that we put Terry McClung on the CAPC because he is running, he's coming in unopposed, and if he accepts and we vote him on, I would like the continuity of having him on next year. I think the CAPC needs a strength. Would you accept?
What are the meeting dates? I'm going to be gone some.
There's one tomorrow.
It's second and fourth Wednesday of every month. There's a workshop.
Second and fourth?
Yeah, the second is the workshop, the fourth is the meeting.
Second and fourth Wednesday.
Yes, yes.
I'll be gone the first meeting of November, the second meeting.
Well, we really need a second here.
Huh?
We really need a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Would you accept, or should I make another motion?
Do I have a second
Oh,
for discussion?
okay, no second.
I'll second that.
Okay. All right, Mr. McClung, how's your schedule? You got a motion?
Well, and it's just the month of November and December, and it's really going to encompass really just 2 meetings. So I think it'd be kind of a moot point to do that at this point. You've got,
If you miss half of them.
November's going to be, you've got a meeting the 9th. I'd be out of town then the 23rd is the day before Thanksgiving. I don't know if they'll have the meeting then. Anyway,
think they're
typically
planning
they
on it.
didn't. Pardon me?
I think they're planning on it, aren't they, Ms. Lane?
I think so. I haven't
Haven't-
heard anything.
Butch, I can't hear you.
I said, I think they are planning on having the meetings
Okay.
on there.
Even on before Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and Christmas? I mean, if that's the case, then I could sit in for those 2 meetings, then first of the year would be something.
And the
different.
workshops?
Well, I'm going to be out of town on the 9th.
But that's just a workshop.
Yeah, I won't be here. So, I mean, I don't see why not. Well, let me see what December is. December is, I'll be here the 14th. And I think I'll be here, I should be here the 28th, so that's the 2 second and fourth Wednesdays, so that's fine. And then you put somebody on new after the first year, yeah, I can do that.
Over that? Okay.
All right, I think we had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of seating Mr. McClung on as the CAPC, as City Council Representative to the CAPC, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved.
So that begins this Wednesday?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Welcome aboard.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Could you
right.
pull your mic forward just a wee bit, please, Terry?
Mr. McClung, you want to pull your mic forward a little bit?
Just
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
you bet.
All right, that brings us up to public comments. Please limit your time to 3 minutes. You got public comments?
Yes, my name is Bo Satori. I live number 2 Fairmount. A couple of issues. One is this past week's newspaper. You might not know that the most important headlines were not the disposition of my candidacy right now, which is being appealed, but actually the police department closing the case against the employees of the City Advertising and Promotion Commission. What that means is this 2-year study now being closed showed no criminality, but now they're going to begin to look at the behavior that was committed by members of the commission and members of the city council towards those employees of the city. It would now be available, Councilman Green's police report to the police department claiming illegalities on the part of employees, as well as the depositions. Now, some of the depositions by the mayor and others pertaining to this lawsuit will now reveal possible perjury and other instances of illegality because there was no crimes by the employees. So now we look at the crimes committed by the commissioners and possibly council and mayor. Aside from that, I want everyone to know that my name is on the ballot. It will be counted at the election, and the date is being set for my appeal to the Supreme Court, and that will deal with the certification. So if you like how things have been happening with this council and with this mayor, then vote for them. If you want things to change and to start cleaning up the city government, then vote for me. Your vote will make a difference, and it will be certified with the approval of the Supreme Court. Thank you.
Anyone else, public comments? All right, hearing none, public comments will be closed. That brings us up to our new business, declaring a council vacancy as per the ACA 1443-411. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to discuss.
Have a second?
Second.
All right. I think I sent you guys a copy of the ACA 1443-411, which basically declares we need to declare, the council needs to declare a vacancy. Then at our next meeting, we can select a new applicant or a new person to fulfill that seat. So I guess I need a motion to declare the seat available.
Well, I make a motion to declare vacancy on
Second.
council.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? So moved. All right, our next item is the resolution for waiving bidding for a plow truck. Make sure you have in your packet, we had the original resolution. We've substituted and put a new resolution in there that says to waive the bidding instead of, make sure we've got that, instead of to purchase a truck. So, get a motion to discuss.
So moved.
All right, get a second.
Second.
All right. Mr. McClung?
Yeah, looking at the letter here from the Assistant Public Works Director, Deputy Director, that looks like they have an opportunity to purchase the truck at $56,000 by his letter that's provided to us, with the additional equipment needed to outfit it for $32,000. So you're looking at, right at 90. And I don't know what they do for tax. Do they make us pay tax?
No.
We don't, do we?
Yeah, I don't think so.
So just under 90 grand, so, and it's brand new, and the money it's coming out of street funds, and street funds has it, so I would say it's time to pull the trigger.
Mr. Meyer?
We probably continue to look at some of the other equipment they have that's so rusty and falling apart. But, yeah, we need to do this.
Actually, the one they have is dangerous, not only falling apart, I mean, it's hazardous to the employees and to the public, so it's time we do get a new truck. Ms. Green?
Well, I want to say we now have a nice building to house it in and keep it in good condition instead of it sitting out in the elements.
I'll make a motion, we put number to this resolution and read it for passage.
Second.
All right, Mr. Meyer made a motion to sign resolution and number and read for passage. Mr. McClung seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none?
Ms. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. Ott?
Aye.
Mr. McClung?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
5-0. The resolution number will be 828. A resolution to waive bidding to purchase a truck with a snow plow. Whereas the City of Eureka Springs Public Works Department deems it appropriate to purchase a truck with a snow plow, and whereas the Ford F-550 will be purchased from Olathe Ford in Olathe, Kansas for $56,250, and it will be outfitted with an 11-foot dump bed, 2-yard spreader, and a 9-foot plow through Grand Truck Equipment Company, LLC, in Afton, Oklahoma, for a sum of $32,029 without any provision for associated taxes. And whereas the amount of $88,279 plus tax has been requested, and whereas this purchase is non-budgeted and will be paid for by utilizing the street fund, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, that Section 1, the City Council does waive bidding and authorizes the allocation of $88,279 plus taxes to be determined to purchase a truck with a snowplow.
All right, thank you very much. That brings us up to our next item. The business is ordinance for land trade between the city and Dortch. down on North Main Street. Get a motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
Second.
I think within your packet, you'll see what has happened. The Dorches went to sell the old ice house and discovered that it sits in the middle of the city property. And so what they are wanting to do and proposing to do is to swap out land on basically the west side of the property for the land on the east side. As we all know, the city streets don't always follow the property lines in Eureka Springs. And the city street was put in, and I guess just kind of ignored the property lines or whatever. But anyway, so this would clear up that. And actually, we would get swapping out the property and through there, and would clean up that whole area and through there. Mr. McClung?
Yeah, I think this cleans this up good for them, and it has no negative impact to the city as well, so I see no reason why we can't facilitate this swap. What do we need to do? Are you ready to have a motion to?
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion that we assign this ordinance a number and read it for its first reading.
I've got a question.
Well, we can get a second.
Second.
Okay, what's your question, Mr. Myers?
Okay, so this is clear. It looks like we're trading what the city owns inside the present pavement.
No, it's back of curb to back of curb.
That's right, that's basically.
Yeah, because they're keeping that piece of their property that's not on the right-of-way. So basically, they're trading us asphalt for real estate.
No asphalt.
More asphalt.
No,
Back, behind the curb,
yeah, curb to curb.
on the property side of both curbs, not on the street side.
Back of curb. I see the curb. Maybe I'm not reading this right.
Terry can show you.
Isn't this the curb?
Curb is here,
Uh-huh.
yes, curb is here.
Yeah, and so they're keeping this, so we're giving them what's in the street.
No. Well, yes, that's right.
That's right,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm
that's-
right.
Yeah, and it's going to make it curb to curb. That's what's going to happen. That is the curb line. This is actually
I understand.
our lot.
This is the curb line, right there.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
correct.
So,
That's right. And the curb line is here, and
True.
this is actually out in, it's the land between the curb and the creek, basically.
it goes all the way into the building, it looks like.
That's what the original did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes part of the building.
The street encroached into.
We're really not getting anything in the trade.
It's just cleaning it up.
We're cleaning it up, and we're getting a little bit over on the left-hand side, the track B, up through there. I believe.
I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Sweeney.
So this is not, I'm kind of with Harry on this. Is it land for land? It's not the same size. Doesn't look like it.
No, it's not. This is from basically the curb to curb is what we're trying to do. Right now, the ice house sits, the property line sits, our legal description for the street is not accurate. And the curbs, the city street is sitting over into the other property on track A and track B. I think we got Mr. Bland here, I think. Gina's here. See, Dorch is in there. Jane, are you down there?
Yes.
Can you explain this a little bit?
Good evening, I'm Gene Bland, I'm the realtor for the Dorches. About 4 months ago, they came to me and asked me to...
Speak up, please.
You need to
Asked
speak
me
up.
to, I'm sorry, I lost part of my voice, but they've asked me to try to close this transaction for them. So when we got a survey, I thought, man, what could be wrong with this? The ice house has been there for 100 years. Well, when we surveyed it, part of the ice house was in the street, and part of the city street was over on the Dorches property, which some of you have been here for a long time remember was the old Southwestern Electric substation. And the city's street went over onto that property, which now belongs to the Dorches. So it seemed like the best solution was to trade land for land, and that's what we're trying to do. Not exactly, as you pointed out, it's not exactly exact amount of land, because the stuff on the Dorches are assuming responsibility for, as I understand, is that gully or the walls and stuff that go down through there, which would be a benefit, I think, to the city. Does that help or confuse it more?
I can't understand a word you're saying.
Mr. McClung?
The city we are getting the orange piece.
On the west,
Yes.
where the
All right,
sidewalk is.
and we're giving up what's green,
Yeah.
Yes.
so everybody understands that. Yeah. The effective value of the property is insignificant to either side. It doesn't amount to anything of value. If you could place a value on it, how would you? Because it's a strip of land between the curb and the creek. There's nothing, you can't build on it.
No, it's further than the creek.
Well,
It is.
It is, but it's also...
It is. It goes all the way over to these lots.
right, and it's
And cuts the-
historically been there. That building has.
Yes.
repairing the creek wall.
What I'm saying, what I think, is that they need to pay for this. Because we're getting nothing in exchange. We're getting asphalt that we already have a right-of-way to.
They are also taking responsibility for the retaining walls on both sides of that creek, which is now our responsibility. We own that according to this.
I'm not saying it's a lot of money, but
Well, to repair those retaining walls, it is.
if they're selling that property, then it's worth something to them.
Mr. McClung?
At this particular time, the brothers and the mother are selling it to a third brother. It's staying in the family, just it's being pulled out from the family trust and going to one brother.
Is that true, Mr. Bland?
That is true.
Ms. Green?
Well, that is one of our most historic properties that eventually it's going to be restored, and it needs to be restored. And without clearing this up, that's going to put it in jeopardy, and that's a huge part of our history. So getting a little less land and being able to make it easy to save our history is pretty important to me.
Yes, sir. I don't know if it make you feel any better or not, but the Dorches did donate some land for where the current treatment plant is, the sewer treatment, donate some land for that. The Dorch family did donate some land for the end of Grand Avenue, where it now comes off the hill and joins Hillside.
I can't understand it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, I'll repeat it.
Thank you, sir.
The Dorch family donated land where the sewer plant is located, so they could expand that back in the day. They donated land so that could be facilitated. They also donated land across from the depot next to Grand Avenue, so Grand Avenue could be put back in because it wasn't in the right place either. So, they've been good stewards of their property and good stewards of the city. They're not,
Okay.
we're not trying to.
Well, just one other question then. The retaining wall next to the street, that's a lower retaining wall, so the city is still responsible for it unless
No, that becomes, we're responsible from curb to curb. We're not responsible for anything beyond that.
That's going to be included in their deed.
That's in their deed.
Okay.
Any further discussion? We got a motion and a second.
Thank you.
Hearing no further discussion, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The ordinance number will be 2331. An ordinance authorizing the exchange of certain real estate parcels located on parts of Block 10 and Block 14, Magnetic Bay Survey, in the city of Eureka Springs, Carroll County, Arkansas. Whereas the City Council of Eureka Springs, Arkansas has been requested to trade title to certain real estate, and whereas city property is adjacent to the property of the Dorch Family Trust, which limits their access to Main Street, and a land swap of property directly across Main Street will benefit the Dorch Family Trust and the city. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, that Section 1, the title to the section of property herein described below and belonging now to the city shall be exchanged for the title of property belonging to the Dorch Family Trust, a part of platted Main Street of the Bays or Magnetic 40 Survey to the City of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and being more particularly described as follows. Commencing at the southwest corner of Lot 17, Block 10 of said survey for the point of beginning. Then south 84 degrees, 0 minutes, 51 seconds west, 41.41 feet to the back of curb of existing Main Street. Thence along said back of curb north 20 degrees, 4 minutes, 50 seconds west, 50.51 feet. Thence north 16 degrees, 39 minutes, 21 seconds west, 61.2 feet. Thence north 10 degrees, 49 minutes, 1 second west, 81.42 feet. Thence north 3 degrees, 44 minutes, 22 seconds west, 96.72 feet. Thence north 0 degrees, 54 minutes, 59 seconds east, 93.37 feet. Thence north 87 degrees, 50 minutes, 28 seconds east, 37.71 feet. Then south 5 degrees, 59 minutes, and 9 seconds east for 254.24 feet. Then south 14 degrees, 53 minutes, 56 seconds east for 124.35 feet to the point of beginning, containing 0.41 acres more or less. Section 2. The title to the section of property herein described below and belonging to the Dorch Family Trust shall be exchanged for the title of property belonging to the city and henceforth shall become city property. A part of lots 8 through 14 of Block 14 of the Bays or Magnetic 40 Survey to the City of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and being more particularly described as follows. Commencing at the southwest corner of said Lot 14, thence north 89 degrees, 49 minutes, and 40 seconds east for 152.78 feet to the back of the curb of existing Main Street for the point of beginning. Thence along said back of curb north 10 degrees, 53 minutes, 30 seconds west for 42.55 feet, and thence north 5 degrees, 31 minutes, 56 seconds west for 64.09 feet. Thence north 0 degrees, 52 minutes, 15 seconds west for 58.99 feet. Thence north 0 degrees, 51 minutes, 32 seconds east for 83.17 feet. Thence leaving said back of curb. South 5 degrees, 59 minutes, and 9 seconds east for 249.04 feet. Then south 89 degrees, 49 minutes, 40 minutes west for 12.1 feet to the point of beginning, containing 0.063 acres more or less. The provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be separable, and if any provision shall for any reason be held illegal or invalid, Such holding shall not affect the validity, the remainder of this ordinance. Section 4, all ordinances and parts thereof in conflict herewith are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict.
Mr. McClung?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this ordinance on its first reading. What is the number again?
2331.
2331.
Yes?
I'll second that.
All right, got a motion by Ms. McClung and Ms. Green seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so moved. Mr. McClung?
I'd like to make a motion that we suspend the rules and read ordinance number 2331 by title only for its second reading.
I'll second that.
Okay. Motion made and second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none?
Yeah,
No,
I
Mr.
want to
McClung,
say
I'm
one
sorry.
thing. For the city attorney, we don't actually draw, this is satisfactory, there is no deed prep. Once this ordinance is there, is that not itself, we do an actual deed?
Yes, the
Okay.
deeds will have to be done. This is
Okay,
not,
does that, do we need to reflect that about the wall in this document as well?
No.
Because it will be in the deed,
about the city's wall.
about the, about.
Retaining walls.
Yeah, that includes
The
the
legal
wall and the
description
maintenance of
goes
it.
curb to curb.
So the walls are not typically in the description. However, the description here does encompass that
I
wall.
understand that it does, but I think it's important that we convey their responsibility to maintain that.
I agree.
Well, it's
He's
not.
willing to do it, I mean, that's,
Well, it's not typically done in a deed unless there's a specific,
Yeah, it
but
certainly is.
it's certainly a caveat that can be included in it.
Yeah.
I would have to talk to a abstractor to see what their opinion is on it. It's sort of a novel instance. If we can incorporate that wall in there to say that they shall maintain and protect the wall, we will do so.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, as well. I'm ready to take the second vote, no problem.
All right, got a motion and a second, so roll call vote.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Mr. McClung?
Yes,
Ms. Slane?
Yes.
Mr. Ott?
Aye.
5-0. Ordinance number 2331, an ordinance authorizing the exchange of certain real estate parcels located on parts of Block 10 and Block 14 Magnetic Bay Survey in the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, Eureka Springs, Carroll County, Arkansas.
Mr. McClung?
I'd like to make a motion, we approve ordinance number 2331 on its second reading.
I'll second.
And Mr. McClung made the motion, and Mr. Meyer second to accept it, ordinance 2331 on its second reading. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, so moved. All right. Okay, that brings us up to agenda setting. We got anything from, we will be having, of course, talking about the vacancy next time, so I'll get that on the agenda. Anybody else have anything? If not, city council comments. Mr. McClung?
I have none this evening. Well, no.
Are you
Keep
sure?
my mouth shut.
Mr. Meyer?
Well, it was a beautiful weekend. We had lots of families walking around town pushing strollers, and which is pretty amazing. Some folks don't think we have families here, but we do. I think they get married here and then they come back with their kids. So it was a great weekend, beautiful weather. Good time was had by all, I think.
Ms. Slane?
I just have a couple of things. I know that we have to do some things in a hurry, but I would like to refrain from foregoing rules or waiving bids in the future. I was also really excited to see everybody's speech at the debate for the campaign. So it was nice to hear what everybody thought and where we're going. Thank you.
Ms. Green?
I'm excited we're getting a snowplow. And it was a beautiful weekend.
Mr. Ott?
Thank you. I would like to, at this point, to correct some misspeak that I had at last week's budget review. I stated that I&I was not on my monthly bill, and after further review, as they say in the NFL, it was on there in a way. I was looking for I&I. It wasn't, but it did have infrastructure and improvement, which is the same thing. And I misspoke. I apologize. I didn't want to cause any angst or hard feelings with anybody at Public Works, especially those with the sewer and water billing wing of that group. I called the next day and apologized to Dwayne and asked him to share that apology with his workers. He said he would, but I wanted to do it publicly, something someone in a elected seat does not often do, but I do want to apologize for that misspeak. I also want to say thank you for that wonderful turnout at last Thursday night's Meet the Candidates event that we had at the Inn of the Ozarks Convention Center. And it was great seeing everybody there, and I hope that same enthusiasm carries through the election and way beyond, that people are really concerned and really show their concern by participating more often and more heavily in our city government, because it is very, very helpful for us to know what the people like and don't like, and to see them participate. So I'm sorry for the misspoken words, and I thank you for being at last week's Meet the Candidates. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ott. As somebody just got through mentioning, we just had a beautiful weekend here in Eureka Springs, and a lot of different activities going over, and we've got a lot of activities coming up. It's going to be a busy next 2 weeks. One of the things I know the City Council will be excited to know is we finally received our 2017-2018 audit today, and I'll be sending that on out to you guys. So, and it came back with without any findings, so we're in good shape. Now, as far as wonderful things happening, we got this coming Friday, October 28th, is a grand opening of the Osage Creek Dispensary and Lodge up at the top of Plainer Hill. The sons of country legend Merle Haggard is going to be playing in Basin Park during the afternoon on the 28th, on that Friday. So please stop by and listen to some great music.
Do you have a time for them, Butch? I'm sorry to
I
interrupt.
think he's going to start around 1 o'clock.
It goes from, I know they've got it from 1 to 8, but I didn't know what time they were going to play.
I think they're going to start at 1.
Okay.
Yeah, probably on to 5. I'm not sure exact time schedule on that. I know there's also going to be a lot of activities going up with Osage Creek property up there on top of the hill, with tours, food trucks, entertainment going on up there too. So stop by and welcome Osage Creek to Eureka Springs. We're finally getting an alternative business here in Eureka that we've been looking for. On Friday, October 28th, also that evening, we got the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band's going to be performing at 7:30 here in the Odd. Tickets are still available. Saturday, the next day, October 29th, here it comes. The Dead People are coming back to Eureka. So we got the zombie crawl between 6 p.m. starting from the library, crawling on down Spring Street. So it's going to be kind of great to see the zombie crawl back into town. Then on the 31st, Halloween, Eureka Springs' unofficial national holiday. So look for a lot of happening in and around town, and we're going back to the Upper Loop once again to have a big trick-or-treaters up there. So please, if you're around, please be careful. Drive slow, watch out for children and adults, because they're going to be all out, and we certainly don't need to make any of them into zombies, because we've already had the zombie crawl. So then the following weekend will be Diversity Weekend. the 5th and the 6th, with a lot of different activities happening around town, and of course, once again in the Basin Park from 10 to 4. And then Veterans Day parades will be able to stop, or will be starting at 10 in the morning at the library on 11/11. And then the Porsche Parade will roll in on 11th, November the 12th at 1:15, starting from the end of the Ozarks and going around the Upper Loop and down around Spring Street. And then also our 75th Annual Ozark Folk Festival will begin on November the 11th and the 12th here in the auditorium. So we've got a lot of different activities, a lot of music groups, so come on out and enjoy and participate in this wonderful weather we're having. So I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So
Move to adjourn.
Second. All right, y'all can stay. Anybody-
Aye.
Oh.
Aye. In favor?
Second.
Leave.